Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Love, Beats, and Marriage.
Yeah, it's been a while. My hair grew. It didn't grow, as my wife told me, but it grew. So we have a really good, exciting show. Just want to say Love, Beats, and Marriage. Hashtag LBM Kings. So remember that, LBM Kings hashtag.
Yes, it's going to be somewhere up there.
Yeah.
I'm Ty Scott King.
And I'm Sunny Knight. And we're married. And we got a really exciting topic. We're going to jump right into it today. Yeah. The topic is going to be, should you share your finances before you are married? And that's a real good topic. My take on it, I'm just going to give it real quick. We're going to dive real deep into it, is that, yeah, if you're at a point where you've already been engaged, you have your ring, the venue has been booked, then it's time for you to start opening up your bank statements for each of you and start looking at your credit scores and stuff to that, just giving each other access to where you stand financially. At least it's time for that. And we're gonna dive a little deep in. What do you think?
Well, I think this topic came about because in a previous episode, which I have to remember which one it was. Oh, the one where we talked about how you came and knocked on the door and you had borrowed $20 to drive back to Montgomery after you had come to see me, an hour and a half away in Dothan.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know why. But so as soon as I opened the door, you had like the $20 in hand, and I think somebody from that episode, someone said, well, how are you supposed to handle the finances? So we will show what episode that was below and go back and watch it to see what that was all about. Why might need that $20? What the heck happened?
It might have been episode 2. I'm not sure.
Might have been episode 2?
Sure.
Okay, we'll find it.
It was early.
So I don't feel like you should share finances. I guess I agree. You should talk about it, but you shouldn't be sharing them.
Okay.
Like a shared bank account.
Right.
Until you're married.
Right. And I mean, you see it so many times. We watch a lot of court shows, and you see a lot of couples who were cohabitating or who were living together or even who were engaged at times.
Same thing?
Yeah, cohabitating and living together, but there's no commitment if you don't.
No. You said cohabitating or living together, so that threw me off.
Well, yeah. Some people are just living together, trying to figure it out if we going to do this long term, and then you got some people who are cohabitating in the fact that, okay, well, we're gonna get engaged, and that's where it's leading down to. We already have a destination plan, so let's just move in together to see if this cohabitation goes good, and that's gonna be depending on if I'm gonna give you that ring or not. They don't tell you that, but yeah, that's what the implications are, and a lot of people get into those situations and scenarios. But just to
like,
I mean, yeah, a lot of people do that. I mean,
yeah, I'm not. That's not why I'm laughing. I'm just laughing.
Yeah, so that's a difference. It's a difference. Okay, it's a difference based on what's the person's motive.
Yeah, babe, we can get off of that. I'm good. I understand that, and I feel like I hope y'all understand that too.
Yeah.
But hey, Mike is like always telling some woman about. That's not wrong. Always telling our female friends who are dating if a guy is shady or not. So maybe somebody.
Yeah, because I used to be super shady, so I know.
Somebody probably needs to.
I know the signs of the shadiness, So yeah, but yeah, get back to the point is that we watch a lot of court shows, and financial things always come up. It was like, was this a loan, or were you sharing the bills? And if there's no contract that's saying, hey, we agree, we're gonna go half on this, blah blah blah. And that's why it's always good to get things in writing anyway. If you're going in any type of relationship where money in exchange and you're not married.
Yeah, I was about to say the ultimate thing in writing is this right here. If y'all can even see that, a certificate. I think chairs in the way. Certificate of marriage. That is the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate thing you get in writing. But yeah, I was saying I agree with you because we went through marriage counseling, and I know not everybody goes through marriage counseling, but when we went through marriage counseling, shout out to Pastor Brian Horn, Elder James, right? Pastor James, and just the whole entire NCC family. We went through marriage counseling with Pastor Brian, and wait, I feel bad because I said the whole entire NCC family and I didn't say Pastor Ramsey. What's that about?
That's he included in the family. I mean, he knows that.
Okay.
I don't think he needs to
All right.
hear that. Yeah.
I feel like I'm not really. I'm gonna cut all this out.
No, you're not.
Yes,
No, this is good stuff. This is unedited, unfiltered, uncut. If she cuts this out, then I will let
You'll
you
never know.
Yes, I will. I will make a special video on Instagram to let her know, hey, there was some stuff cut out. So don't cut this out. People like seeing this. So, yeah. There you go. Keep on.
It's just rambling. Anyway.
You're rambling. I'm not rambling. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
rambling.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And I will cut it out.
No, don't cut it out. It's good stuff.
Well, my thought about it being you not sharing finances until you get married or talking about them is because we went through marriage counseling, and not everybody goes through marriage counseling. But in our marriage counseling, it was like, okay, very, very detailed. Like, we had conversations about a ton of stuff, and that included like our credit scores and printing out. I think we printed out our credit reports to show each other. We did marriage counseling through our church, so I don't know if it's different when you don't do it through your church, but it was very, very, very in-depth. And I don't think I would feel comfortable sharing those things with somebody, first of all, if I wasn't engaged to them. But I don't know, because I was in a, what do you call it? An entanglement. No, because entanglement involves several different people. Anyway, I was in a situationship where we did commingle finances, and that is why I'm adamantly against it, because I constantly felt like I was getting the short end of the stick. I'm just gonna be real.
And that's where it lies in the whole situation. I knew it was gonna come in hand. Yeah, I think that's the thing too. When you're not, honestly, when you're not married, you don't look at it from a perspective. Even married people going into it sometimes don't look at a perspective of it's us, but you look at a perspective of you spending my money, or I work so hard when it's supposed to be our money. And so you feel the short end of the stick. It's like if you marry somebody and you make twice as much as they do, you can work with that versus you move in with somebody and y'all sharing finances, and it's like, I'm taking care of this dude, or vice versa, I'm taking care of this woman.
Yeah.
So
I feel like once you made that commitment to marry that person, you know, okay, I'm in this, better, worse, richer, poorer.
Right.
And he might be richer and I might be poorer, but we're together, we're right in the middle. Yeah. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We're just right.
Okay. That porridge. So the money is the porridge. And
yes.
And we gotta share.
Yes.
And you coming from Jamaica, you know all about porridge.
I love porridge.
I didn't grow up on porridge. I grew up on oatmeal, grits, and cream of wheat, and I didn't like grits or cream of wheat. So it was mostly oatmeal.
I feel like I've still not had cream of wheat, and I do like grits, but Mike's grits.
I like grits in stages. Like if your grits are really, really good, like if you got cheese and heavy cream and it's silky smooth, yeah, I'll eat it then. But if it's just regular butter, nah, I'm okay.
Oh,
I'm good.
Porridge doesn't have butter, does it? I don't know.
You grew up on it?
I grew up eating it. I didn't grow up making it. Every Jamaican watching is like,
you stay in the kitchen.
Is she sure she's Jamaican?
Right.
I don't know if butter goes in it. It just seems like it wouldn't.
Right.
Americans just use a lot more butter in general, I feel like.
Yeah, especially down south.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I feel, how do we get off into the grits and the porridge?
Hey, because we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Your share. You know, it's just right. You know, being able to co-equally put in the same amount.
Yes. Oh, I remember years ago talking to this couple, and I don't know if they were engaged, but they were definitely dating. And I remember the guy, he was super excited because he was like, man, I got such a good income, and she has a great income too. And when we get married, we're just gonna have all this money. And so I remember when Mike and I got married, and I was like, where's all the money? Like, where's the monies?
Yeah, that's when she started tracking my daily dollar drinks. You spent 99 cents 4 times. Okay, from now on, we're just gonna buy what you like drinking, and you're gonna take it with you, so you don't have to stop at the store.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
You don't have to stop at the store,
Well, yeah,
and you're not spending more money.
I mean, practically that
And
made
it's
a
not
lot
just-
of sense.
I didn't just do that to you. I did that to myself.
Yeah.
That's the way I regulated
Yeah.
things.
And that was, to me, that was very traumatic. And we talked about that on our previous episode. Just like I told you, the reason why I went to buy those little small things and small purchases is the fact that I had to mentally get myself ready to go into a job or jobs at the time that I couldn't stand. So that was just my way of getting myself ready to go up into that. So I would, stop by and buy a fountain drink or whatever the case may be.
Hey, I understood. I just didn't feel like. I feel like if you can go to the store,
Right.
you might as well just buy everything you're gonna need.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a need if you know you're gonna do it every day.
Yeah,
If it just came up once in a while. But yeah, I don't think sharing finances
before you're married is
a good idea.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you don't get married?
Mine.
Then you're expecting that person to give you all that money back? Like,
right.
what?
Yeah, that's why most
what do
people
you
take
think's
people
gonna
to the court. Because when they feel jilted, or it's one thing for a marriage to dissolve, there's legal things that you have to go through.
And
it's
that
bad.
sucks. You still
Yeah,
gotta,
definitely.
like, that's crazy.
Right.
Just divorce and
Right.
trying to figure out the finances.
Yeah, just think about it, how crazy it is when you haven't really there's no laws in certain states that really say that if you guys were just living together and there was no commitment, okay, how am I supposed to divvy it? How am I, that's what judges say, how am I supposed to know what was a favor or what was a gift? Or I guess when it started turning down south or the relationship started turning for the worse, this is when I need to start talking about this is when you owe me money because things are going bad now. So,
Sorry, I'm looking at your hand because
yeah.
you're like holding the cord up.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's just too much. It's too much for them to sort through. And like you said, I mean, once when you move in with somebody and there's no way that unless you're keeping a ledger, which people. Which is a problem in itself. That's gonna spark up a whole nother argument. You know what I'm saying? You start marking every time they drink the high C, you mark, okay, it's right here. That's about 30 cents worth right there. So like you like, okay, I drunk $1.67 and you drunk the rest. So you owe me $5 already. So just in case this thing don't go right, we keep a little ledger up in there. And you like spreadsheets, babe. Could you imagine doing that?
No, and I love spreadsheets,
Uh-huh.
actually. I don't just like them, I love them.
Yeah.
And that sounds like actual hell. Like a punishment that somebody would have.
I think
in
if you're
hell.
a couple and you're not married, but especially for these new age kids and young people, if they have this out of the box thinking, well, here's a suggestion. If you're gonna move in together, start keeping ledgers, and at the end of the week, y'all initial, okay, yeah, this is how much I spent, yeah, of that, blah, blah, blah. So if this thing don't work out, bam, you go to court, y'all get paid back. Or that's if it needs to go to court, because if it's just like, okay,
yeah, if it's already written
out,
nobody's complaining.
like you owe me $7,000. Well, you owe me $6,999. So you're like, so here's your $1 for 5 years. $1. You remember Trading Places, Mortimer? And they Trey played Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, they had
the
the
movie.
bet. They did their normal bet.
Oh yes.
To destroy all their lives. It's like it's the normal bet, and it's like $1. Like you put me through all that mess, and it was $1. But yeah, I'm saying if you guys want to go with that, go with that. That's a suggestion. You know, a lot of them like practical thinking. To me, that's practical.
Yeah, I mean it is, but who wants to? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there wants to do all of that.
Yeah.
And hey,
That could be a great documentary too. I mean, a lot of New Age people like boring documentaries. That's one. You can put a little flair to it, relationship. Yeah.
I also think it's a bad idea to share your like money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's different if you're like going out and you know you're each contributing to whatever, you go on a trip, but I wouldn't want someone to have like access to my bank account that I'm not married to.
Right.
Because I don't know, and just you have access to other financial information about me. You can do identity theft. I remember, look, now like these things are coming back to me. I remember after my freshman year, I met this guy. I think he's a great guy. I'm not bashing the guy, but I remember we dated and then we actually moved in together. My mom was like, she was not trying to have that. Probably her and my stepdad had a conversation because my mom came up to Gainesville, which was a 6-hour drive from Miami. And I don't even know if she had met him at that point. Anyway, she met him and she was still against us living together because we're like 19, but we did it anyway. So when we broke up, I moved out. And I remember it's like, let's say the electricity bill was in my name or something. I purposely didn't want to take it out of my name because of the way we broke up. I was so mad. I was like, I was just gonna like turn it off one day and he was gonna have to get it cut off or whatever. I didn't want to transfer it over to him. That would have been too easy because, yeah, that would have been too easy and I didn't want to make it easy. So I was like, you're just gonna have to get your own electricity turned on, because one day when I feel like it, any day I'm ready, I will just get the electricity turned off and you'll be in the house and the power will just go off. So I had this whole plan and then I get a call one day from the electrical people. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
from the electrical company. And
my
they're
mom used
like,
to say electricity. She still say electricity.
they were like, oh, we just want to confirm that you're transferring your service over to such and such's name. And I was like, what? So the guy, my ex-boyfriend, had someone else call in. Another woman, actually the woman he had started dating, called in because these people don't know your voice. He gave them whatever information they needed, probably including my social security number. So now it's all over the place. And that is another example why sharing your financial information with somebody before you get married is not smart.
No,
They could have did anything with my social security number. I mean, she pretended to be me to get the electricity put in his name.
Right. See? You see? Yeah, I had a friend that when I was living in Alabama, his girl broke up with him. And, well, she hadn't broke up with him yet. But he could feel he knew it was coming. So this dude, he
what
had
did you say? The edge of night? The edge of night? I don't know.
Anyway, but
what's
this
the word,
dude,
y'all?
this dude had all the utilities cut off a day before Christmas, and knowing that everybody's gonna be out of the office because that time Christmas fell on a Wednesday. So the lecture people were out for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, as well as the water. So, dude, she was in there in darkness, for like 4 days in the weekend, the long weekend, Christmas weekend.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's how petty people can be. So, especially because the thing is when you're not, and I'm not just saying that when you're married, things are just so much better from the standpoint of people don't do stuff like that, because people still do stuff like that. But we're just saying that at least there's some legal ramifications
right.
when you do stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas if you don't have anything in writing and y'all just living together and things just go, that's a scribble. You can make the scribble effect. But I mean, it's just like you going in there eyes wide open and you don't know if you living with a psycho.
Is it eyes wide open? What does that mean? Well, that means that you are seeing.
Like you say, your nose all open. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so not your eyes, your nose. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it also means the same as far as, you're just naive. I'm just saying.
If your eyes are wide open, then you know what the deal is.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but that's not the context that I was meaning it for it to be, but okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm okay, so I just say, for a lack of a better phrase, you're just naive to those situations, because those endorphins of being in love and this person is the best person in the world. We're gonna move in, and we're gonna share finances, we're gonna share what his is mine, what's hers is hers, blah blah blah, vice versa. Get that in writing. Or have them, you could just record it. You got these smart devices. Don't be dumb when you got a smartphone. Just be like, hey, Chrissy. I don't know who Chrissy is. This is Harold, and I love you forever. But we're moving in together, so we're going halvesies. Is that correct? Do a video, yes?
Yes, it is, Harold. This is Chrissy.
And you agree. Let's live together. Send to the cloud. Okay, so it's backed up.
That's true. That is smart.
Wow.
So, what did we share financially before we got married? We said we went over our credit scores.
No. We didn't share no monies.
No, we didn't have like a joint
account or anything. No.
We didn't. We did buy some things together.
What did we buy?
We had a business before we were married.
We did?
1921 Express.
I didn't know that.
Chef King.
I didn't know that was before we.
Yeah, we started.
Yeah.
We started that business before we got married.
Oh, okay.
I don't think legally or financially we didn't put much into it prior, but we definitely had started the business. We got the name. Mm-hmm. We got a business license, I think.
Yeah, that's when we were living in Dothan.
Yeah, but we started the process for that before we even were married.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I guess so.
Yeah, we didn't share any accounts. We didn't buy any big things together. We didn't sign a lease. I didn't co-sign. He didn't co-sign anything.
I think since we've been married, the biggest joint purchase we've made was a car. That's our biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, not a lot of huge purchases to go or to divvy up.
Why would you need to divvy up anything?
I'm just saying, babe. I'm not saying that we're gonna have to divvy up or just say. I'm just saying. That's a whole nother story. See, I'm not gonna even entertain that. But anyway.
You brought it up.
I just want to say the word divvy up. I mean, the phrase divvy up. I always like that, divvy it up.
Okay. All right.
Just like tarnation. What in the tarnation is going on here? I do.
I don't know.
I
don't know what
phrases
the
I wish I could
tarnation
say.
is going on here.
Okay, there you go.
I'm still trying to figure it out. We're almost done, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened on this episode.
Well, what's happening? We're giving couples advice on why you probably don't want to go into sharing finances before you get married. And a lot of it's like legally binding. And us as being married people, we've come to know what our spending habits is and what we like to spend money on, as well as you don't want to be that person that's always watching the bank accounts like all my money's just disappearing. No, it's all our money disappearing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because another reason you don't want to share these finances before you get married is, what if your spouse likes to buy things that your person that you're dating likes to buy things that you're not really, like, you don't feel like they should really be spending money on those things. So of course you're gonna feel frustrated and annoyed and probably mad, because now they're spending your money also on things that you think are frivolous. When you're married, that does happen, and you can have a conversation about it just as easily as you can if you're dating. So in that respect, you're not necessarily doing anything different. But it's like, if you're married, most times the person is a little more open to talking it through. Whereas if you're dating, they might just be like, oh, okay, well now you mad because I'm spending this money, and then y'all break up and you still don't get the money back. Like, you've lost all around. Because I've definitely seen and experienced that kind of stuff where it's like, one person is spending, the other person is spending, and then when I start spending on the things that I want, the other person is like upset about it. I'm like, wait, you just blew $400 or $500 on sneakers or something. I don't know. So I guess there's a lot of personal history behind my reasoning of saying, don't do it.
Yes,
wait until you're married.
Right. And I mean, I don't share the same story, because I already had in my mind, in my mental, in my psyche, that I was not going to share no expenses with no one until I got married. So I already knew I wasn't gonna go down that road. Not saying that it would have been possible. Yeah, it could have been possible, but I was really, really adamant about that. So to the point where I was stubborn. And sometimes you gotta be stubborn about certain things to get to where you ultimately you want it to happen. Because if you're not, then you can
take a lot of detours. Because I didn't intend to like share my whole financial world with a person prior to being married.
Right.
But it happened that way because we were so in love and we were building and we're going somewhere, and that we never went there.
Right.
In fact, he went there with someone else. So
there you go.
Which worked out great for me.
Exactly.
Because here I am.
Exactly.
But still,
she brought that back around.
Definitely gave me a lot of wisdom as far as, don't do it. You may not end up, it may work out for you. It might very well work out for you, but there's a chance that it.
And just if you guys have a story where it did work out for you and it's still working out for you, by all means comment. Drop us a comment. We can open up dialogue. If you want to do your email in there, or whatever the case may be, we'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to hear from you. To see how's it going.
Because the way we did it worked for us, and we encourage people to do it the same way, which is wait until you're married. But that doesn't mean that that's the only way. It's just the way that we thought would be best. For me, based on trial and error, and for Mike, based on I just ain't doing it. I'm gonna use some kind of wisdom because it just sounds crazy to me. So, yeah. Although we've come to that's just me saying we're about done here.
We're about done. Oh man, that really zoomed by. All right, but we hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know we did. Had learned a few other things about each other. So stay tuned. The next show we've got is going to be even more exciting. I'm not going to give away what the title is. That's why we want you to watch it. But this has been really great, real fun with my wife. I'm Sunny Knight.
I'm Ty Scott King.
And this was Love, Beats, and Marriage. We out. Peace.
Bye, guys.